Alright guys, how you doing? It's been so long since I've seen you. I hope you're doing okay. Thank you for clicking on that link. This is Module 5, Introduction to Plumbing Drawings. We get a little bit more specific in terms of the symbols and the lines, details, and other aspects of the drawings. So go ahead and take the notes please, and I'll prepare you a quiz to make sure you're on point and getting prepared for that exam, and we'll come in and tackle that and we'll be ready to go. Thank you so much. This is Module 5, Introduction to Plumbing Drawings. The objectives upon completion of this module, you will be able to do the following: identify various plumbing drawings and describe how the different views are used, identify the basic symbols used in schematic drawings and pipe assemblies, explain the types of drawings in a complete set of drawings and how they relate to each other, interpret plumbing related information from a set of drawings, sketch an orthographic and isometric drawing, use an architect scale to draw lines to scale and to measure lines drawn to scale. Describe how code requirements apply to certain drawings. The performance task under the supervision of your instructor, you should be able to do the following: sketch an orthographic and isometric drawing. Alright, this is the introduction. Before the first shovel of earth is moved, a building has already had a long life on paper. Every building, regardless of its size, begins its life on a designer's drawing board or a computer terminal. These drawings illustrate the elements of the building, including its design, location, and dimension. The ability to read drawings is an essential skill to all trades. Drawings allow you to visualize a finished project, and by visualizing, you can plan ahead and anticipate potential problems, which saves time and money on the job. Some of these notes I'm not going to give you notes for. They're going to be basic math problems that would come in the form of a 1/4 inch per foot scale, or an 1/8 inch per foot scale, or something along those lines. So just be familiar with those scales. Get familiar. If I tell you a 1/4 inch equals a foot, that means on a single sheet of paper or a set of drawings, 1/4 inch is equal to a foot in real world. So that's how they scaled the whole building down onto one sheet of paper, is because they use smaller increments. So having said that, if 1/4 inch is a foot, what is, say, 5 inches on the paper? There's 4 quarters in 1 inch, and you've already told me there's 5 inches on the paper, so it would be 5 times the 4. That would be a total of 20 feet. That's real world. 5 inches on that paper, 1/4 inch per foot scale equals 20 foot in real world. Alright, I know we talked about this back in the ACM, or the intro course. We're talking about a legend. Remember, that explains various symbols. It'd be important to write that down. Another note, vent lines, and we'll see some of those in some of our drawings. Vent lines are typically dashed lines. I think there's a figure here. I'll show you on the next page. Yeah, there we go. Vent, there you go. It's a broken line. Alright, another note here. Architectural specifications are also called the request for information. Remember, RFI, architectural specifications. Alright, we're talking about easements, and when we're talking about easements, it means I'll show you a figure in the next page, but we're talking about, those are the places that are specific for utilities, where utilities can be installed. I'll show you an easement, or a part of a plot plan here that has a utility easement. It is shaded in blue, as you can see here. So all of this building, or this property's utilities, will be here. You know, if you look at this a little bit, it almost looks like the amphitheater in Tuscaloosa. That's kind of funny, because the way it's shaped here, I can imagine the river down here, the amphitheater here. You know, you got your seating and you got your entrance, and the road is here. Well, that's probably very similar to the way it is at the amphitheater, or this building, whatever this may be. All of these city utilities will be out here: water, gas, sewer, and this architect would have to come up with the elevation changes to get all of those things hooked up properly. An old statement, hot on left, cold on right, stuff rolls downhill and payday's on Friday. Well, you know, that's not all a note, but because it has been a standard practice to install the cold on the right and hot on the left to prevent burns, I think you should write the hot is controlled by the left hand of the faucet. All right, isometric and oblique drawings. Talking about dashed lines. Earlier we talked about dashed lines being a event. We'll also write this down. Dashed lines can indicate objects that are hidden, and I'll show you an image of that here. Those are the dashed lines we're talking about here. So if you can imagine this being a box, and this point here being the closest point to you, that being the furthest point on the top portion of the box, well, you wouldn't be able to see those dashed lines. So to give you a full view of the inside of the box, this is kind of an isometric of a single box. This is what this would look like. You could see all sides and you could view inside. So just note that those dashed marks are indicating something hidden. All right. The next note down here, riser diagrams. Riser diagrams can be used to do material takeoffs. That's a detailed list of all the material needed to complete the plumbing job. Although you can present as many as 6 different views, let's just write that down. You can present as many as 6 different views in an orthographic drawing. Typically there are only 3 sides, the top, the front, and the right, but as you see, you could also draw the top, the front, the right, the back, the bottom, and the left. All right, the next note we're talking about is fixture drawings, also can be called cut sheets. This is to help you determine if a fitting or some sort of fixture can actually fit in the wall. If you're dealing with 2x4 walls, if you're dealing with 2x6 walls or block walls, whatever, the fitting cut sheet would allow you, or write it down as this: the fixture drawings can help you determine if the fixture will fit in available space. We're talking about exploded drawings. This is a view of exploded drawing. Essentially, it's taken all the parts out and exploded them out in single pieces. All right, so exploded drawings are also called assembly drawings. Write that down. This is another exploded drawing. The next is my favorite drawing for fittings, fixtures, whatever, the cutaway drawing. I like to see the inside of what certain things, like valves. This is a cutaway of a gate valve. You should not necessarily write this down, but maybe you want to remember this. So just remember that this is a cutaway drawing of a gate valve. All right. So typically these gate valves would be closed off with brass. You couldn't see all on the inside. All you would see would be the packing nut. You could look down through the valve itself and you could see this rubber washer or bib washer closing and opening as you turn the handle, but you actually couldn't see the inside. Well, with these cutaway drawings you can see how this product actually works, and I just find that very interesting. Alright guys, thank you so much. That will do for plumbing drawings. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Hope you took some notes, and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Later.